Welcome back, boxing fans, to another great show with Sean on boxing. So today we got a live. Obviously, we have some breaking news. Not the kind of news we're happy and excited to talk about, because we're a boxing channel, so we want to talk about boxing, not bullshit. But unfortunately, this topic of conversation is all over the internet and getting most of the attention right now. We're obviously going to talk about some other more boxing focused topics of conversation as well. But of course, the news of the day is Tank Davis and his 10th assault charge, the 10th time he's been charged with assaulting a woman. Yet somehow people find the necessity to defend him. And I don't care, because the truth is, I didn't fucking want to watch this fight anyway. I think it's a garbage fight. And the fact that it's not going to happen doesn't fucking cost me anything, because I wasn't excited and I wasn't going to watch it to begin with. So now that it's not happening, c'est la vie. But obviously, for some people, this is a big topic of conversation. You have a lot of people that are really going in on Tank Davis, and you got some real fucking dick riders out there in the YouTube universe as well, justifying and fucking, you know, rubbing oil all over Tank Davis, which is what these channels consistently do. People want to talk about clickbait and fanboy, but yet you've got some channels on YouTube that literally all they do is talk about Tank Davis. Like these dudes are married or something. Like these guys talk about Tank Davis more than Tank Davis's fucking friends and family talk about Tank Davis. That's how twisted and demented some of these YouTube content creators are. I can't tell you the last time I talked about Tank Davis. Obviously, as a response to this video being this fight being made, I obviously came out and criticized it and hated on it because it was pure bullshit. But outside of that, I don't think I've talked about Tank Davis recently at all, because there's been no reason to talk about him. But I had people literally on my comment section asking when I was going to go live to talk about this topic. So here we are. And yes, rest in peace, Victor Conte. And he does come into this conversation as well, actually tied together with Tank Davis. So, just another reason to think that Tank Davis is a fucking scumbag. This is just further evidence and further proof. But as Charles Barkley said, I'm no role model. And Tank Davis epitomizes that statement. He is no fucking role model. So I'll be back after this short break. Stay tuned and we'll break this shit down. See you in a minute. Oh, hello, people. Oh, my groin. I don't even play hockey. I could imagine how my groin would be if I did. I was just walking and I'm crippled. But obviously, today, the news of discussion is Tank Davis and the potential fight with Jake Paul, which to me was a shit show. And literally, I saw people defending it and justifying it, talking about how he was making $150 million. Really, 150 million. Like, this is the extent some people will go to fucking blow smoke up Tank Davis and the PBC's ass. Literally fucking lying. Everybody knows there was no $150 million on the table for Tank Davis. The most obvious report was about 40 million, which is great cash. So we can understand, just on a money grab type of situation, why Tank Davis would jump at the opportunity. Low risk, high money, right? This is exactly what back in the day Floyd Mayweather and what's his face, Danny Garcia praised themselves for doing, taking low risk fights for big money. And they said, why would we take difficult fights when we could take easy fights and get paid just as much money? And this is literally what Tank Davis is doing, which is why I wasn't interested in it, why I wasn't really hyping it up, why I wasn't really talking about it. No hate to Tank. It's just, as a boxing fan, I have expectations. And my expectations are that a guy like Tank Davis, a world champion, would actually try to fight other world champions to become a unified and potentially undisputed champion, right? If we are praising guys like Alexander Usyk, Bud Crawford, Anui, Devin Haney, Charlo, Taylor, and other fighters for becoming undisputed champions, then obviously we have the same expectation for every fighter, especially a world champion. We expect that they are going to try to do something equally as sensational to prove that they are the best fighter in their weight class. But we've been waiting fucking 10 years for Tank Davis to show any inclination at all to prove that he was the best. His fanboy channels and PBC hype guys, they will fucking sign him off as the best. They will, talk a mad game about him being the best. But unfortunately, at this point, he hasn't proven it. We still haven't seen it. They're making more videos hating on Shakur Stevenson than criticizing Tank Davis. Shakur ain't fucking chasing bullshit money fights. He's literally chasing big money fights that are legitimate fights, like the fight with Teo. That's a legitimate legacy fight. If Shakur beats Teo, he elevates himself probably into the top 5 of the pound for pound list. If Tank Davis beats Jake Paul, he's no fucking closer to being on the pound for pound list than he was prior. It doesn't mean anything. There's no significance to it at all. It's just a fucking money grab. And if you're okay with that, that's fine. You can be okay with it. I mean, I understand that this is boxing and that's what people do. So I get it, but it doesn't mean I fucking gotta like it. And it doesn't mean I have to sign off on it. If you want to, say la vie. Do what you do. But it's a reflection on you as a boxing fan. But let's get to this. Break it down. Check it out. So obviously it's being reported that the fight between Paul and Davis is canceled. I haven't seen if Netflix said it was canceled or not. We also saw that potentially the fight may be, the date may be changed. I'm not sure if there's any confirmation one way or the other. But, I wouldn't be surprised if the date was changed just to give them more time to potentially find a replacement opponent. Obviously, in short notice, it's hard to get an opponent that's going to justify this fight on Netflix. You can't throw some bum-ass fighter that Jake Paul's been in with before based on some crappy fighter, right? You got to literally put him in with somebody that sells, that's marketable, so that Netflix can justify spending all that money to put it on their platform. Machado says, salute. Harder Coil, welcome back. Mr. T says, that Jeep has been parked. But let's move forward. So obviously the news is, and I'm sure everybody's heard it, and really when I heard this, I didn't even fucking flinch or pay attention, because this is not the first time Tank Davis has been into hot water based on fucking assaulting women. This is one of many. There's literally 10 examples of him fucking being brought up on assault charges. 10. Floyd Mayweather went to jail for a few months based on one. Tank Davis went to jail, of course, as well on one of his charges. But I think the charge he went to jail on was the hit and run charge, if I wasn't mistaken. I can't remember because there's been so many fucking charges related to Tank Davis. I don't know which one fucking was what. But at a certain point, it just becomes boring. And who gives a shit? Tank Davis is one of those guys who's going to fucking ruin his career, end up in the joint, and fucking broke. That's what his future is. You can see it now. The writing is on the wall. This dude is going to be a broke fucking dude that ends up in the joint, probably for an extended period of time. Come back out of fucking the joint at 40-something years old to try to fight again, to fucking put some money in his pocket. Stay tuned, because fucking there's a big chance that exactly what's going to happen with Tank Davis in his career. And that's no hate. That's just fucking truth. Is that what I want from him? No. I don't wish terrible things onto anybody. But this is a thing that he's done to himself. This has nothing to do with me or you. This is all him, right? Mr. T says, Javante Jeep Davis is in part. No more circus fight. No more he get in the bag. Well, that's it, right? Literally, that dude shot himself in the foot once again. But I did see a correlation. I don't know if it will work out quite the same, but I remember when Tank Davis was scheduled to fight Rolly Romero. And that Rolly Romero fight fell through because of some pending sexual assault charges towards Rolly Romero. And then obviously those charges were later dropped, and the fight between Rolly and Romero and Tank Davis ended up happening. So I could see that potentially them paying this chick off. I think they only asked $50,000, which is chump change. I'm surprised it even went to the media if that's literally what they're fucking asking. But if that's the case, you could easily pay that off, fucking put out some spin media, and potentially early next year they could do this fight again on Netflix. But of course, I guess that remains to be seen. We'll see how that works out. Bobby77 says Tank's record since 2018, not good. It's not that it's poor. He's had some good fights. But the problem is all he's having are some good fights. No great fights. No historical fight. No fight that is fucking legacy. You can chalk up 10 good fights, but like that's the same criticism Golovkin got, right? Eventually, Golovkin did get a legacy fight with Canelo Alvarez. The problem with Tank Davis is his legacy fight looks as if it's going to be fucking Jake Paul. And that is no legacy. That woman's lawyer is demanding a trial for the civil case and claims they have a video. I did hear there's a video. It's going to take way more than $50,000 to make this go away. I meant criminal record, Sean. Only $50K, and why not any criminal charges filed yet? Well, it didn't go to the police. I think that's why there was no criminal charges. It was a civil case. So, she didn't call the police. They didn't fucking bring the police into the situation. So that's why it kind of skirted the whole criminal situation. Like people say, she's probably just looking for money. And I don't say that that's not true. But if you're Tank Davis with a huge team of fucking people around you, why do you consistently put yourself in these fucking positions? You have nobody to blame but yourself, right? If bitches are trying to fucking fuck you over to get paid, that's not a surprise. Every single guy that gets drafted in the NBA fucking goes to the rookie meeting early on before the season starts to be told that this is potentially the kind of bullshit they need to fucking watch out for. And this is what they should do to avoid these situations, right? So Tank Davis has people around him. And obviously they're doing a fucking piss poor fucking job of keeping him out of fucking the shit, because the dude keeps falling this shit time after time after time after time after time. And I know JB's going to come out and say, oh, people aren't talking about boxing. They're hating on Tank Davis because fucking of personal things that has nothing to do with boxing. I'm not the one bringing this shit up. It's all over fucking social media. If I had my point, I wouldn't even have fucking talked about it except for a fucking 1-minute video. And that's it. But people have been asking about it. And then I keep seeing fucking responses and comments and things. So inevitably, here we are. Jake Paul called into Aiden Ross's stream. He said the police are currently investigating it as a criminal matter as well. Tank thinks emotionally, not logically. Well, of course he does. He's a fucking boxer, right? Like, he is a pint-sized fucking Mike Tyson, right? That's what he is. Makes the stupid fucking decisions Mike Tyson made when he was young. He is a draw, has great power, and is explosive, exciting fucking athlete. Exactly like Tyson. And he's falling into the same stupid shit that Tyson fell into. And yet Tyson could talk to him, and this dense motherfucker wouldn't even listen to him. And then he'd probably badmouth Tyson on social media, because that's the kind of fucking retard this kid is. Jake Paul cooked Tank in those comments he just released. That's a good example. Well, let's scroll through it, because, of course, we got that shit here too. So Dan Rafael popped up, and he is obviously tied in, compared to a lot of media members. And he said, obviously, MVP Promotions and Netflix have announced that the Jake Paul, Gervonta Tank Davis, originally scheduled for the 14th, will no longer be moving forward. Also, there's plans to redo Netflix event in 2025. Jake Paul came out. Let me just make this bigger so I can see it exactly. What are you doing? Why this shit's in my way? Jake Paul came out and said, Tank Davis is an actual walking human piece of garbage. Working with him is an absolute nightmare. The unprofessionalism, the bizarre requests, the showing up hours late to shoots, too numerous arrests, and related accusations and lawsuits. If you support this man, you support the most vile sin a man commits. And I'm not a big fan of Jake Paul. Him and his brother are douchebags, right? Who became famous because they were fucking douchebags, pampered fucking rich kids that fucking had the time and the energy to really fucking just troll people and become popular at a time of social media when it was first coming along, where fucking people were gravitating towards these guys. I never did. The first time I heard about his brother is when he did that stupid shit in Japan in the fucking hanging forest, right? And obviously he got in a lot of trouble because of it. When I watched his first fight and his brother was on the fucking card, I didn't even know who his brother was. But to be fair, what his brother took away from that was a love for boxing. And he's really done a lot for the sport. So I take my hat off to him. He's doing a good job. But making this shit show is bullshit. He should have did what I said and fucking made a fight with Deontay Wilder. A Deontay Wilder-Jake Paul fight would have been way more fucking intriguing. It would have made more sense because obviously Deontay Wilder is past his best. He's no longer a world champion. So there's no need you want to pull up a fucking midget who fucking has legitimate things he should be doing in the sport of boxing. And fighting Jake Paul isn't one of them. But what else does he go on to say? So I didn't want to give this woman abuser a platform to grow his fans and to grow his bank accounts. My company champions women. I'm so sorry to everyone involved, mostly the undercard fighters, to my team at MVP and my team who worked so hard prepping for this fight, sacrificing time with loved ones and kids just for this fool to lose his unintelligent mind again. It's scary that devilish men like this can rise to the top of culture and sports, including the positions of power. I hope you people moving forward look beyond this fake streetwear pieces swag and search for something deeper to be a fan of. For me, it's on the next one, as always, anyone, anytime, any place, Jake Paul. And, you know, to be fair with Jake, it's true. The person that's helped women's boxing the most is Jake Paul. And how would that look for him to be so instrumental in benefiting women's boxing to then work with a fucking dude like Tank Davis who has 10 previous fucking charges of assault against women, right? Like, it's a fucking huge contradiction. Mm-hmm. And the women that Jake Paul works with would fucking probably fucking be angry and responding in kind, which you would expect. Where are we? Damn, what did Tank do? Same shit Tank always does. Jake Paul and MVP Promotions are big with promoting women's boxing, so this would look bad going forward with Tank. I heard Berlanga was going to be an option. Not a bad fight, I thought. Well, yeah, that too, even though Berlanga doesn't have the name recognition of Deontay Wilder, right? You know, Deontay knows how to sell a fight. He's got a big personality. Him and Jake Paul doing standoff, face-offs. You know, it would be an intriguing matchup. Berlanga, you know, Berlanga is not fucking on that level. Only boxing fans really know who Berlanga is, and fucking Puerto Ricans. Outside of that, nobody knows who that fucking clown is. So, to further insult to Tank Davis's stupidity, he literally came out and fucking shit on Victor Conte. Right? And it's understandable that Victor Conte, with his drug allegations and this and that, you know, isn't the most loved person in the sport of boxing. But the man died. And he never did anything personally to me, you, or anybody else that's a, you know, fan of the sport of boxing. So to put out negativity and hate towards him like Tank Davis did, it just shows you what a piece of shit he truly is. Like, I'm not a fan of Victor Conte and Snack, but at the same time, I don't wish the guy dies. I don't wish negativity and terrible things onto anybody, including Tank Davis. But he brings it on himself. For Victor Conte and his family, rest in peace. I'm sorry to hear the news. I was shocked today, but I mean, when you get to 75 years of age, anything can happen. King Ryan came out, and of course, he loves to fucking piggyback off of shit. So he said Javante Davis makes fun of a dead man just after being arrested for hitting another woman. How does this guy still have any fans left? Well, to be fair, Ryan, the people that fucking are fans of him have historically shown that they're fucking scumbags too. They fucking are that culture where beating women is okay. Same people that supported fucking Floyd Mayweather when he was beating women, supported Floyd's father who beat women, supported Floyd's uncle who beat women. You see the ongoing cycle. These guys have no issue with it because where they come from, the culture that they fucking are connected to, there's nothing wrong with slapping a hoe. Go listen to fucking hip hop music, slapping a bitch, slapping a hoe. That shit is written into the culture. So, of course, they're not going to fucking be too bent out of shape that he does what, of course, he would do. Hamed, I don't know if you guys remember Hamed. He used to be a big guy on boxing around the YouTube boxing community, but now he's mostly just on Twitter, or sorry, X. Javante Davis is the lowest of lowest scumbags. Hopefully that's the last time we ever hear about this piece of shit in boxing. Well, I'm sure it's not going to be the last time, but it is what it is. And in less than 3 hours later, he lost his fight. Floyd and Tyson, both faces of boxing. Women beater role models. Mike Tyson, after prison, had one of his biggest pay-per-view cards versus McNeely. And I don't know how that was a big pay-per-view fight card because nobody had ever fucking heard of McNeely. That guy was just a bum-ass cherry pick that was there to fucking make Mike Tyson look good. And it didn't. But to be fair, I don't hate Mike Tyson. I'm a big fan of Tyson. I think Tyson was taken advantage of by a lot of the people around him. I don't think he raped that fucking crazy bitch because literally every woman at that fucking show said that Tyson was fucking hitting on every single one of them and not subtle, right? So when this girl said she would go back to his hotel at 3 a.m. in the morning, what the fuck did she think was going to happen? Of course she knew that she was going there to get fucked, but she also had an alternative plan that she was going to fucking get him all fucked up like that. And it's ironic, there was 2 other people previously who got off on rape charges. So Tyson was the big dumb black guy that fucking they utilized to fucking smooth over everything else. And Kennedy had gotten away with rape, and fucking that Supreme Court judge guy got away with rape as well. Tyson was third, unlucky, right? A popular person who they could totally fucking exploit. Remember the Ruben Guerrero pops saying, "We gonna beat that woman beater." I do, but that guy's a scumbag too. Scumbag. Most of these fathers in the sport of boxing, I'd rather never listen to any of them fucking open their big fucking mouths. Guerrero, fucking Danny Garcia's dad, fucking Tio's dad, Haney's dad. Most of them could just shut the fuck up because literally they make their sons look bad every time they open their big fucking mouths. So, of course, it can't be a surprise that channels like Fan Boxing and Knockout Boxing are fucking trying to justify and defend Tank Davis because these guys literally have done that from day one. And the irony is, well, I know fucking Fannon's divorced. His wife kicked him out because he fucking went mental, right? That's why he no longer is in the same house that he was with the dog and with his kids often coming into the room because the dude's living in a fucking basement apartment somewhere by himself because he's a fucking mental case, right? Who all he does is make Tank Davis videos every fucking day and thinks that shitting on Shakur Stevenson is what he should be doing. But unlike Tank Davis, Shakur is actually moving the way a fucking pound for pound fighter moves. And as far as knockout boxing, this is a guy with kids, a wife, but you're going to fucking support Tank Davis? Not once, but fucking 10 times beating women, fucking hitting a pregnant woman with your car. Like, it's fine. I mean, you're a grown-up. You can support whoever you want. But really, we know why these 2 guys do that. is because they're fucking using Tank Davis to get fucking paid on YouTube, right? They know if they make Tank Davis content, only Tank Davis content, and anything related to Tank Davis, they're gonna fucking pull in some good money off of fucking YouTube and put it in their pockets and consistently fucking continue to do the same thing month after month, week after week, year after year. The irony is when Tank Davis retires, they're just going to do it to another fucking fighter, just like they did to Spence before Tank Davis, right? These guys, they're not fucking honest. The things they push are fucking lies, deceitful. And if this is what you want to do, you can do it. But if people are so stupid they can't see through it, I don't know what to say. Like literally, I don't know what to say. Kid Austin's dad is really hurting his son's career. Yeah, another fucking dumbass father who never shuts the fuck up. Fanny said Davis was getting 200 million. Yeah, I heard him say 150, right? Like that guy lies constantly. There's nobody on YouTube that's hated on Bud Crawford more than those two fucking guys as well. Any fucking coincidence? Like, JB loves to fucking shit on every non-black YouTube channel, but you got these two black fucking guys who are the two most insidious fucking anti-Bud Crawford fucking dudes on YouTube because they both fucking took it in the ass from fucking Errol Spence. And now they're praying they could take it in the ass from Tank Davis. Like, it's some fucking crazy shit. But okay, whatever. We live in a crazy world now, so who's shocked or surprised? Tank's business is good for Cash App and Super Chats. Well, that's it, right? That's what they're doing. You got fucking those guys on one side, Tank Davis dick riders, and then you got the LDBC on the other side, Devin Haney dick riders, and the fans of those two channels just go back and forth arguing the stupidest bullshit fucking ever. The same thing they did with fucking Bud Crawford and Errol Spence. And the people who are being fucked over are the fans of those channels who actually pay them money. Because everything they say is bullshit. It's not boxing related. It's literally crap. Imagine an old man, potato head, having posters of Tank Davis all over his basement and garage. He said 100, then 150, then 200. Yeah, right? Like that guy literally will fucking say everything. I wonder how that FBI probe into fucking Bud Crawford is going. How come Bud Crawford hasn't been fucking arrested yet? KO knows some boxing, but he has said on his live before, my Oscar Valdez backroom content doesn't get views. Who Tank beat is sparring, or poop on his toothbrush gets the attention. Yeah, and that's why originally I respected him, because he talks about boxing. He was a real boxing channel. But then he sold his soul to the PBC and fucking these douchebags. And if that's the integrity you have, fine. So be it. It's no different than showbiz, who fucking blows everyone on both sides of the fence, right? Just to keep everyone fucking happy, right? He's fucking working those arms. That's why he goes to the gym, because he's got to fucking keep fucking endurance, because he got so many fucking poles he's pulling from each side to keep everybody happy, so they'll continue to fucking watch his channel, so he can get little segments on DAZN where he fucking is such a tool. Like, he's not the kind of guy that should be on DAZN. Ade Oladipo, great. Professional, boxing, even when he talks about football, Liverpool. But fucking showbiz, talking about coffee, getting in an argument with Shakur Stevenson, like, oh my God, the dude's cringe. Like, I don't even watch his fucking show anymore, because it's the same as the LDBC. Literally, I don't watch any LDBC anymore. I don't watch showbiz. Knockout Boxing, I fucking can't stand listening to him anymore, so I don't listen to his channel. John is literally the only person I fucking listen to, because he's so fucking stupid and ridiculous in his racism that it just boggles my fucking mind. And pretending that he's talking about boxing and somehow he's beneficial to black American fighters. Yeah, okay. You're super beneficial. But yeah, those guys, man, they sold their soul for fucking AdSense off of Tank Davis's dick. Prostituting themselves. That's what they're doing. literally prostituting themselves. But whatever makes them happy. So obviously, right now, the big conversation. I made a video the other day about this, which John responded to, even though he's not really following me anymore. But there was talk about obviously Ryan Garcia. Obviously, De La Hoya came out and said he's got a contract with DAZN, so he can't fight on Netflix, which potentially could be true. But I'm sure DAZN could understand taking side cash to let him go on to a Netflix fight against Jake Paul, right? If the money talks, then I think everybody can fucking make something work out. But the new person that's being mentioned in the conversation is Rolly fucking Romero. And I just have to say, if you were cool with Tank Davis getting a Jake Paul fight, you should be equally cool with fucking Rolly Romero getting a fucking world title. Money fight versus Jake Paul. He's a world champion. Tank's a world champion. They're both midgets and short fucking guys. The difference is one guy is the dude that Tank Davis slept. The other guy is Tank Davis. So obviously Tank Davis got more name recognition. But Rolly, to be fair, he does have some marketability. He does say stupid shit constantly. So because of that, he gets a lot of attention. And he did just come off of a career best win versus Ryan Garcia. So if you can't get Ryan Garcia, getting the guy that beat Ryan in Rolly Romero might be a good move for Jake Paul. And Rolly would be very happy to cash out to get that payday. He would even drop that fucking title to get that fight, right? Because right now he's got a mandatory versus his Russian, Ukrainian, Uzbekistan mandatory opponent, which I'm sure he would be more than happy to drop that title to give that title up to the Eastern European champ to go chase the bag with Jake Paul. I almost guarantee he'd be cool with that shit. I heard somebody tell me that Rolly was a 3-weight world champion. I'm like, what do you mean 3-weight world champion? Like, he beat Barrasso at 140, which was a terrible decision. And everybody thought it was a fucking robbery where the fucking fix was in. And then he was just gifted being elevated by the WBA to become a 2-weight world champion. The fact this dude is a 2-weight world champion, yet he never beat a fucking world champion. It's almost like fucking Demetrius Andrade again. Ryan was never been a champ. Getting a title shot off of getting outclassed by Rolly is ridiculous. Yeah, that's equally as ridiculous. But is it any more crazy than fucking Errol Spence getting a world title fight after getting destroyed and knocked out at 147 and getting a world title fight at 154? Right? There's so many times where undeserving fighters are elevated into world title fights. It happens all the time. Yet people only pick and choose certain circumstances to get offended by, right? Me, I'm consistent. I don't think anyone coming off of a fucking loss deserves a world title. The only exception, of course, is Lomachenko, because literally that fight was so close and competitive, all 4 sanctioning bodies listed him as the number 1 mandatory. So when Haney dropped his title, he was guaranteed to get a fight versus one of the titles, right? And he did. And so did fucking Tank, and so did Shakur, and so did his fucking countryman, Baranchek. So, But coming off of a loss to Devin Haney, would I have been excited to see him move up to 140 to fight Teal to become a 4-weight world champion? Fuck no. No. Even though I think he would have beat him in a rematch, but I wouldn't have been cool with that, because you need to come back and do something, right? That's why him coming back and beating George Kambosos, then making a fight with him and Tank made sense. Him fighting Tank after losing to Haney, that wouldn't have made fucking sense at all. But I know people will say you're being hypocritical, but the exceptions are obvious. Rolly versus Paul might be better. I wonder who Pac-Man is going to fight again. I'm a huge Pac-Man fan. Was I happy that he was getting a fucking Mario Barros fight after a loss and fucking retirement and inactivity? No. But I know why the PBC is doing it, because this is what the fucking PBC does all the time, right? So whenever you get these circumstances, don't be surprised that 9 times out of 10, the PBC is behind it. A fight that you don't think should happen because a guy lost is getting a world title fight. Probably the PBC is involved. But yet sometime or some reason, people don't want to hold the PBC accountable for these circumstances. They want to make it racial. How's it fucking racial when Black Al Heyman is fucking doing these fights consistently with every fighter, regardless of race, just to make pay-per-views? We know why he's doing it. He's using name recognition to fucking make money off of pay-per-view. And the only thing we can do is just say, fuck that, I won't buy it. And hopefully that shit will disappear. But unfortunately, some people still dick ride a lot of those fights. I wonder, AJ would hurt Paul. I mean, I wouldn't mind AJ versus Jake. They were talking about that fight, but I still think Deontay Wilder is a better choice. I think for Wilder, it's a good opportunity to put himself right back into the conversation again. If he beats Jake Paul, people are going to love it because people hate Jake Paul. He's going to become super relevant. And then a potential fight with him and AJ, once again, is fucking a fight that makes sense, right? Now it's a fight that's marketable and a fight that probably is going to have a lot of legs behind it. But all he needs is that one big fight, that one opportunity to sort of, win back the fans. Knocking out fucking Jake Paul, perfect example. Well, Tank is called a 3-division champion, so Rolly should be also. But how is Rolly a 3-division champion? 140, 147. What title did he have at 135? He never had a title at 135. Only 2 weight classes he's been a champion. And Tank Davis is not a fucking 3-weight world champion. He's a 2-weight world champion as well. Like if Golovkin didn't beat B-Hop in middleweight title defenses, then fucking Tank Davis is not a 3-weight world champion. Sorry. Let's just keep it consistent. Who wins, Jake or Tank, if they meet on the street? Who cares? I would pick fucking Tank to get fucking beat up on the street because he's a midget. Fucking Jake Paul could just grab him, fucking throw him fucking against the ground and fucking step on his head. Pitbull Roach card is fire. Really? Fire? Which fight are you excited to see? Tell me the one fight that you think is really great and you're excited to see and you want to pay fucking $85 for. Go. No way Jake would ever fight someone like AJ. Do you think Jake is serious about fighting a guy like AJ or Wilder? Well, I think it's not that he wouldn't be into it, but obviously there'd be a lot of, it'd be an exhibition fight. So they wouldn't be going in there to knock him out. What was the rumor? That if Mike Tyson knocked him out in 1 round, he'd get paid no money. And it went, more money the longer the fight went. And if you went the distance, you get the most money. Potentially, maybe they would try to do something like that. With AJ, I don't think they have leverage, though, because AJ is a fucking superstar. With Wilder right now, maybe you could do that with him. Lara is a live dog versus Janibek. Fulton, Foster, great fight. Well, come on. Janibek-Lara fight, there's an 80% chance it's going to be a boring fucking fight that's going to go the distance and not going to be an exciting fight. Fulton and O'Shaquie Foster, there's a fucking 60% chance that fight is going to be a boring fucking fight that goes the distance as well. Like, not one of those fights is a super fight. Not one of the fighters on that card is a big fucking name that sells a pay-per-view. Lara? Nobody watches Lara's fucking last fucking 6 fights. Nobody. Janibek? Janibek can't get a fight. He's going everywhere to get fights because no one fucking cares. O'Shaquie Foster? That guy literally is jumping from one promotional network to another because nobody fucking really gives a fuck. Navarrete is still the most marketable fighter at 130. No one gives a shit about Foster. That's why he's been fighting a bunch of people nobody cares about. And he fucking got robbed against one of them on the cards. because that's how little fucking support he has from promotional and managerial fucking teams behind him. Stephen Fulton, I mean, after he got knocked out by fucking Inui, he almost slid into fucking obscurity. Cruz got fucking destroyed by Valenzuela, a guy that people thought he was going to fucking destroy. And literally he got his ass boxed off. And fucking Roach was fucking never considered a great fighter. It's just, unfortunately for him, he ended up having a great performance against Tank Davis, got fucking railroaded, and then literally ducked for the big money rematch. So I don't see what the big draw is on that card. It's not that it's a bad card, but this card you could easily throw on fucking DAZN for free. There's nothing great about it. Not one of those fighters deserves to be paid more than fucking $2-3 million max, right? And that probably would be Janibek, $3 million, Lara, $1 million. Fulton and O'Shaquie Foster, $1 million each. Cruz, $2 million. Roach, $2 million. And then fucking the other fight, yeah, whatever. Like, it's just not a big fight. But it's cool that you're excited. That's okay. You are excited to see Fulton win because you want to say Inui's resume is aging like fine wine. Yeah, of course. But regardless of him winning or not, Inui's fucking creating his own legacy. This just fucking is great for guys like JB and the rest of the Inui haters because it makes it very difficult for them to continue all the bullshit hate they push, talking about weak resumes when he beat a guy who potentially could become a pound-for-pound top 10 fighter and a legitimate 3-weight world champion, right? Because literally the guys he beat to win titles were fucking champions. So he literally did what you're supposed to do. And challenging Inui is also what you should do. Like, if you're a fucking top fighter, you should want to fight the best. Fulton did it. He lost, but congratulations for him. He's showing what a fucking real warrior he is. So, yeah, I mean, whether he wins or loses, Inui's resume is fucking going to age well. He's going to go on to have a great legacy. For Fulton, this is an important win for him. This is the difference between him being really recognized as a great American fighter and the guy that underachieved. When he had the biggest opportunities available for him, he wasn't able to win. That's what people will say about him, right? If he loses to O'Shaquie. Because O'Shaquie is no fucking Inui. I know JB would tell you, O'Shaquie Foster has more skills. He's better. He fucking punches harder. He's faster. He's a much better fighter than Inui. But meanwhile, he's got 3 fucking losses already against fucking bum-ass opponents. So, yeah, he's great. He's fucking pound-for-pound top 3. I mean, Devin Haney, Bud Crawford number 1, Devin Haney number 2, O'Shaquie Foster fucking number 3, for sure. But let's keep scrolling through. So some other news that's popped off, and I don't know if this is true or not. Anybody let me know if you've seen anything regarding this. But it was being announced on social media that Errol Spence has announced his retirement for boxing. And I don't know if this is legitimate or not. To be fair, I can understand him retiring because after the ass kicking he took against Bud Crawford and then the near-death fucking car crash he had, for him, long term, it might be fucking better for him to stay away from contact sports, right? Because the brain is a fucking sensitive thing. And we've seen a lot of people over the last decade that had terrible effects from fucking brain injury. So for him, this might be a smart thing to do. Getting back in the ring against a bigger fighter who's active while he's been inactive could really result in some terrible fucking shit happening in his career. He said his money has fucking been protected. He's taking care of it. He's well off. He's a guy that has a big farm in Texas. He's chilling there with his family. So, yeah, he could definitely move in a different direction, right? And then the other good news, we see Real recognize Real. Terence Crawford and Vasily Lomachenko hanging out in fucking Colombia, right? This is what happens when you're living large. obviously Lomachenko's retired, and fucking Bud Crawford's coming off of a career-defining victory. So it's nice to see these two ex-top rank guys like hanging out, chilling like villains, playing, chilling, enjoying, hanging out with each other. So I thought that was a fun photo. Obviously, I'm a big fan of both guys, so I think it's cool that they are, hanging out and have good relationships. It goes far to like break a lot of the hateful rhetoric guys like JB and others continuously push, right? Dante would look at this and he would fucking chastise Bud Crawford for fucking hanging out and talking to Lomachenko because Lomachenko, an Eastern European, fucking probably hates you and fucking thinks this and that about you, right? Like these dudes are so fucking racially mental. They got Trump derangement syndrome, but it's fucking racial derangement syndrome with these dudes. And then, of course, we have some fights that have been announced. The one fight I wasn't super excited about, and that was Kabial versus the Polish kid. I don't even know how to say his last name. But to be fair, I mean, Kabial coming off of his last big victory, he's the one guy that nobody is looking towards. He's literally being ducked like crazy. And I don't know why Turkey isn't putting him on more fights because the performance he put on have been fantastic. The destructive fucking body work he's been throwing at dudes. All guys he was supposed to lose to. And he went out there and fucking destroyed them. And that's why I think the one guy currently in boxing today that potentially could beat Usyk is fucking Kabial. Because that body attack that he has is serious. And I think it's the perfect way to fucking attack a mover and a boxer like Usyk. So, I hope that fight happens in 2026, Kabial versus Usyk. So I understand him staying busy, getting back in the ring, right? It's a good idea. And unlike Parker, who tried to chase a big money fight against a dangerous opponent, Kabial is going back home to Germany to fight this Polish guy who is an unbeaten fighter, but obviously not a world beater. So, it's probably not going to be a huge payday, but they're trying to keep him in position to get a huge payday and an undisputed world title fight with Usyk. We also have good news, and I hope this happens. Richard Hitchens versus Keyshawn Davis is set for the undercard of Tio Lopez and Shakur. Right there, that is a fucking pay-per-view fight card. Lopez and Shakur, legacy fight. The winner of that fight is really a top 5 pound-for-pound fighter, right? Or 6, depending on who's ahead of them. Right now, obviously, you got Bud Crawford, Usyk, Inouye, and obviously Bivol. And some people think Bam Rodriguez at number 5, right? But depending on how you feel, I think obviously if Shakur beats Tio or vice versa, they probably should slip ahead of Bam Rodriguez into the number 5 position, right? And then Bam would be at number 6. And then obviously Junto probably at number 7. You could put Devin Haney probably at number 8 when he beats fucking what's-his-face. And then you got number 9 and 10 position where, who could you put in that position? Beterbiev is around there. Obviously, you have Zurdo Ramirez. You also have David Benavidez, who's getting a lot of push from Ring Magazine as well. So, but this undercard fight, whoa, I'm excited, man. I'm a big fucking Keyshawn Davis fan. Keyshawn Davis is going to knock fucking Richard Hitchens the fuck out and become a 2-weight world champion. This guy was so close to becoming an American superstar until he fucking shot himself in the foot. And I think this is a perfect opportunity to come back with a real career-defining fight. And fighting Hitchens is career-defining. On the undercard of fucking Shakur Tio, the question is, will you get the winners against the winners? Because we know that obviously Shakur and Keyshawn are close. And the good thing historically was that it looked like Shakur was going to stay at 135 because he was very comfortable at that weight, and that Keyshawn was going to go to 140. So they would have those divisions to themselves. They wouldn't have to cross each other, and they wouldn't have to think about potentially fighting one another. But now that Shakur is going up to fight Lopez, Maybe what Shakur is going to do is beat Lopez and then go back to 135. If that's the case, that's cool, because I definitely don't think Shakur and Keyshawn will fight each other. But I would love to see Keyshawn take over the 140-pound division. And in fairness, I don't think there's a motherfucker in that weight class that can beat him, except maybe Shakur. I thought he was going to beat Tio. I fucking guarantee he's going to beat Hitchens. I have no doubt he's fucking going to beat Subriel Matias. But let me know in the comment section below what you guys think about this matchup. I think, fuck, man, that's some incredible shit. Devin beats Norman, he's top 5? No. Devin beats Norman, he becomes a 3-weight world champion. Stephen Fulton becomes a 3-weight world champion. And the guy he's beating, O'Shaquie Foster, is a more proven fucking opponent than fucking Brian Norman. Does that mean Stephen Fulton becomes a top 5 pound-for-pound fighter? Like, I know John is trying to push Haney up there because he wants Haney to take over for Bud Crawford as pound-for-pound number 1. But that shit's never going to happen. Come on, man. Get real. Loma has been at the buffet. No, he's just fucking normal buffet. He's got like a jacket on. He's probably walking around at like 155, which is big, but, you know, come on. If Ortiz versus Lubin is a good fight, and if there is any on the undercard, is Ortiz and Lubin a good fight? It's not a bad fight, but let's be honest. Lubin was the mandatory for the IBF world title. He could have fought Murtazaliev to become an IBF world champion. First time in his career, he could fucking be a champion if he could beat Murtazaliev. Ortiz could have fucking forced a fight with Funduro through the WBC. He could have took the fight versus fucking Xander Zayas, and he could have fucking also pushed for a fight with Murtazaliev. So these dudes are fighting each other, but literally they walked away from world title fights to do what essentially is a good fight, but not a fight anybody was asking for. Like, Ortiz has already proven himself against good competition. When he beats Lubin, it's just the same caliber of opponent. Good opponents. Not great. You got boom, boom, boom. 3 really good opponents back to back to back. But you still aren't a fucking world champion. So I don't see how it makes sense. Wardley should have to fight Kabial next. Winner gets Usyk. Well, come on, Bobby. Now you're acting like these guys need to fucking jump through crazy hoops. He just beat fucking Parker, who was the mandatory. He just jumped through a big hoop to beat Parker to get the fucking mandatory fight. Why does he now need to fight Kabial? Like, what other division are you asking fucking people to jump through those kind of fucking hurdles to get a fucking big fight? Did Devin Haney need to fight fucking, I don't know, somebody serious before he earned a world title fight versus Norman? He never fought at all at 147 and then got an immediate fucking world title fight. You can't make a pay-per-view if the main card is not with 2 elite fighters. Exactly. Like, you can't tell me fucking Isaac Cruz and Lamont Roach is going to sell that pay-per-view. Who? Lamont Roach was a cherry pick by Tank Davis. Fucking Cruz was a fucking cherry pick by Tank Davis, a replacement opponent for fucking Rolly Romero. Like, before he got that fight, nobody knew who he was. Nobody was talking about Cruz. And fucking nobody was talking about Lamont Roach. Nobody was talking about big potential fights at 130 between fucking Navarrete, fucking O'Shaquie Foster, fucking Lamont Roach, and whoever the fucking IBF champion was, right? No one was fucking talking about any of the fighters in that division except maybe Navarrete. I have no trust in Tio making any big fights. Hey, I agree with you. Tio walking away from a fucking Devin Haney Riyadh season fight makes no fucking sense at all. With Riyadh season behind that card, you're getting the kind of money that you fucking should jump at. Sure, Haney's dangerous, but if you fight Shakur now, you're going to get paid less money, and it's probably more dangerous because I think fucking Shakur Stevenson is a much better fighter than fucking Devin Haney. I saw Hooney and Parker ahead versus Wardley late in the cards. Yeah, don't matter that they were ahead. They got knocked the fuck out, and he won. Like, it don't matter how good you were doing in the fight if you fucking got knocked out and beaten. Why does Wardley need to fucking prove more than other people just because you thought he wasn't the slickest of boxers? Deontay Wilder consistently was losing fights and losing rounds. Gervonta Tank Davis was consistently losing fucking rounds before they scored knockouts. Like, that was the criticism I had towards both of them. If you're going to lose rounds consistently, being outboxed, eventually you're not going to score a knockout. And what's going to happen? You're going to fucking lose. And inevitably, that's exactly what happened. Fucking Roach beat fucking Tank Davis, and Tyson Fury fucking ruined Tank Davis. Oh my God, John's got a video. Fucking dick riding fucking Devin Haney and Brian Norman. That's a surprise, right? Because literally we know what John's doing. He's doing everything in his power, just like the LDBC, to try to hype up everything Devin Haney does and act like somehow it's superior because people know who Brian Norman is. Nobody knows who Brian Norman is. Brian Norman is not a well-known fucking fighter. This is a guy whose resume is fucking garbage. Like, if you're going to say Junto Nakatani's resume is garbage, how are you fucking defending Brian Norman's resume? His resume is straight up fucking garbage compared to Junto Nakatani, who's fought 9 fucking world champions. 9. And 2 of them were current champions in 2025. So winning titles after getting beat by him. So he was fighting guys that are relevant today as world champions. Who the fuck did Brian Norman fight? The only guy you can pull out of your ass is Santillan. And what's Santillan doing now? He was going to be used as an opponent at 154 for fucking Xander Zayas. That's where his career is right now, right? Being used as an opponent for fucking Xander Zayas. Not being put in there because he deserved a world title fight, because fucking Santillan does not deserve a world title fight at 154. But, you know, it's no shock or surprise the things people say, you know, the stupidity consistently. Devin Haney, Brian Norman Jr. The fight is more important than the fighters. The fight is more important than the fighters. See, trying to justify. But you tell me right now, anyone that's listening to this fight card, this video today, is Brian Norman versus Devin Haney a more significant fight than Stephen Fulton versus O'Shaquie Foster? O'Shaquie Foster has made more title defenses than Brian Norman. He's fought better fucking opponents than Brian Norman. He's accomplished more in boxing than Brian Norman has. Stephen Fulton, sure, he's never become an undisputed champion like Devin Haney, even though he was a unified champion. He's already a two-weight world champion, and he did that beating world champions. You know, Devin Haney, he got his big win against Loma, even though most people feel that it was fucking a robbery. Stephen Fulton got fucking laid out and knocked out in his big fight versus Inoue. But obviously Inoue and Lomachenko are very different fighters. If Lomachenko had the power that Inoue had, his career would have been so fucking much different. So different. Oh my God. Can you imagine? Can you imagine if fucking Lomachenko had real power? That shit would have been ridiculous. Norman is dangerous because of his power. Yeah, but you could say that about Wardley, but you're hating on fucking Wardley. Come on, Bobby. That's a huge contradiction. So you think, okay, Norman is a great opponent for Devin Haney because he's got power. But then you think Wardley needs to fucking jump through more hurdles to earn a Usyk fight. Even though the power he has, could fucking potentially knock Usyk out. Usyk's 40 fucking years old. Wardley's going to be the bigger, stronger, more physical fighter, the harder puncher, right? The guy who's been more active recently. Do I think he's going to win? No. But like when I made the comparison last time about him being like Ernie Shavers, was it you, Bobby, I was talking about before the fight? How'd that play out, buddy? How'd that play out? My Ernie Shavers comparison was fucking poignant because that dude went out and fucking knocked out his fucking, what's his name? Oh, what's his name? Fought fucking Ali twice. Oh, what's his name? The army guy. Oh, fucking, what's his name? Oh my God. Fucking, his name's escaping me. Norton, right? Parker was fucking his Norton. And just like Shavers beat Norton, Wardley fucking beat Parker. Norman is a champion and is erasing people's minds. He's not erasing people's minds. He's literally fighting bum-ass opponents. Like, if Lomachenko would have fought opponents like Cardenas and fucking Jin Sasaki, you would never have fucking heard the end of the fucking hate and ridicule. You would never have heard the fucking end of it. Go watch JB's channel. He looks for fucking every opportunity to shit on every non-black fighter for taking on a lesser opponent. But then Brian Norman can fight whoever he wants, and it's justified and okay and ignored. Well, because he's a black American fighter, and they want to use him to build up Devin Haney. Just be careful what you ask for. That's all I say. Pound for pound, what's up? I personally think Ken Norton won the third Ali fight. Yeah, everybody did. But Ernie Shavers beat Ken Norton. Was he a better fighter than Ken Norton? I mean, Shavers didn't beat Ali and didn't give Ali the trouble that fucking Norton did, right? So ignoring Wardley is almost like ignoring Norman. I'm not ignoring Norman. I think he potentially could be dangerous. He's still young, 24 years old. So the kid could continue to learn and get better, right? He's not old and a guy that can't improve. He can improve. He's younger than Devin Haney. So the potential for him to improve is probably more so for him than it is for Devin Haney. But at this point, we've never seen him fight a boxer. So I think literally they cherry-picked him because they know he's a flat-footed power puncher who's going to struggle to land big punches against a moving target. And even if fucking Haney wins, he's not going to win any fans because stylistically, he's probably going to fight a real negative fight, kind of like he did versus Ramirez, right? Because John was talking about how he's going to grow into his power. It's funny, right? Because Devin Haney is going to grow into his power. When he goes to 147, he's going to be bigger, more resilient, and a harder puncher. But Ryan Garcia, on the other hand, was a weight bully. That's why he had power at the lower weight divisions. And once he moves up, he's not going to have any power against bigger fighters. So Devin Haney moving up is going to get more power. Ryan Garcia moving up is going to get less power. Please explain this fucking mental gymnastics to me, because literally this is what we hear from fucking YouTubers. The most crazy fucking retarded takes in boxing. Like, there's not a stupider fucking take than I've ever heard than fucking that. It takes only one punch for a puncher to destroy a perfect record. Veteran boxer is never totally protected from being knocked out, or a better fight boxer. Yeah, that's the case, right? That's always why you say somebody's got a puncher's chance. Like when I talked about Haney and Ryan Garcia, I was predicting Devin Haney to win that fight. And I don't think Devin Haney lost the fight. I thought it was a draw when you think about all the rounds he won prior to the 3 rounds he lost because he got knocked down. But I always said Ryan Garcia's got a puncher's chance. His left hand is fast and dangerous. And it was, right? People want to chalk it up to steroids and PEDs. Okay, whatever. I mean, it is what it is, But the point was, power fucking can change everything, and that's why when we talk about heavyweight boxing, you can't fucking dismiss anyone in heavyweight boxing because they all are hard punchers. People talk about how AJ's got no chin, but if you get clocked by any of those big dudes, you're getting fucking flatlined, flat fucking lined, right? Apart from his left hand, Ryan is very ordinary. He is all about speed and left hook, and don't ask him to box. Well, the biggest problem with Ryan is he's got terrible fucking footwork, right? And that's the problem, hitting that bag in front of him using his hand speed, because he doesn't use his feet to get in and out and move around. So that's the problem he had against fucking Devin Haney, right? He was getting outboxed easily because he couldn't fucking land a jab. His right hand is fucking mediocre, and he doesn't fucking move, right? He just sits there with his feet planted, hoping to have an opportunity to throw a fucking left hand. And that's why he got fucking easily beat by Rolly Romero. Ryan's best win is against Campbell, right? Yeah, for sure. That is easily Ryan Garcia's best win against Luke Campbell. A quality win, right? But even Luke Campbell, didn't he drop Ryan Garcia early in that fight? But yeah, so you guys didn't tell me. What do you think about this Shakur Stevens-Teo card with fucking Hitchens and Keyshawn undercard? Like, this is a pay-per-view card. I will pay for that, even though I admit fucking Shakur can be a really boring fucking fighter to watch. So I expect the fight with him and Teo to be boring. But nonetheless, it's a historical fucking matchup. So I would have to see it. And as far as Hitchens versus Keyshawn, that's fucking a great fucking matchup. Great matchup. And also, I mean, Hitchens is also a boring fucking safety first fighter. But I just think you can't do that against Keyshawn. His footwork, his hand speed, his length and power, you're not going to be able to run away from him. I love it if it's legit. 2 caps, so much. Oh, Teo caps, yes. Totally agree that it's great stuff. Stevenson is sweet science. Nothing boring about that. Rigo was the most boring of all. Fucking boring. Keyshawn has great combo of speed and power. He does. That's why I could easily see him becoming probably the Americans' best pound-for-pound fighter. The problem is with him, like so many of those Americans, they just don't have the mental fucking stability and fucking professionalism as these Japanese and Eastern European fighters, right? You may hate fucking Eastern Europeans and Japanese fighters. That's fine. But you can't tell me they're not professional, that they don't fucking do what they should do day in and day out, that they're not always fucking in shape and always in the gym. They're not all over social media fucking twittering back and forth. They're literally putting in the fucking work. So they may not be the most charismatic people, but they're definitely the most professional and fucking hard workers. So what they get, they deserve, because they're working hard for it. And they're not fucking pissing it away. And unfortunately, a lot of these American athletes, not boxers completely, football players, basketball players, fucking American athletes in general, the problem is they're all fucking entitled. All of them, right? Coming out of high school, they think they're superstars. They think they're worth millions of dollars, yet they haven't fucking done anything legitimate. And unfortunately, for a lot of them, they just ruin their fucking careers, unfortunately. Crawford versus Lara, Janibek winner. Most probably Janibek is a super credible fight at 160. Yeah. The only problem is, what about fucking, what's his face? The big Dominican. Because he's still got the WBC title. So the reality should be Bud Crawford facing him first. And then the winners of Bud versus him and the winner of fucking Janibek Lara then meet for undisputed, giving Crawford an opportunity to become a 4-weight undisputed champion. And only 2 fights. So you could do both those fights in 2026, retire at that point. You're going to make good money, right? But you're not probably going to make great money. But the good thing is, both of those fights will probably be fucking financed by Turkey. So, that's going to be the difference for sure. Hitchin's last 3 fights, pretty good wins. You don't like him at all? Fucking typical cocky American, talks so much, yet fucking, most of the time he fights boring as fuck. Yes, his last fight, he got a good stoppage, but generally, he fights like garbage. But I mean, he beat Kambosos, right? Pulling Kambosos into his 140-pound weight division. So there was no question he was going to beat Kambosos. Keep cooking, Sean. What's up, Hawker Mustang? Let me quickly plug in my computer. I'm trying to sit in the floor fucking to live longer. Take you to the floor. Take you to the bridge. I don't know if you guys watch Canadian TV shows, but there's a Canadian show now called Shoresy. If you're a hockey fan or if you're Canadian, you should watch it. It's pretty funny, even though obviously it's low budget Canadian TV show, but it's got a lot of Canadian culture and a lot of personality in it. So it's pretty funny. Who is the best New Zealand boxer ever? Parker or Tua? Tua. It's just a shame Tua never got to fight Mike Tyson. That would have been a fucking great fight. Sports all over are being brought down with gambling. Yeah, but gambling and sports go back to the beginning of sports. Like, sports and gambling are fucking entwined. The baseball league in Taiwan has been fucking forfeited. I don't even know how many times. Let's ask AI because they have all the answers. But it's, I think, almost fucking 8 times because of fucking gambling. So they fucking dissolved the league and then started up with new ownerships and new teams and did all that, right? Like Asia, right? Asia fucking and gambling, ridiculous. More money is spent in fucking Macau than fucking you could even imagine in Vegas. The amount of money that they spend in Macau is unbelievable. I can't remember what the difference is compared to Vegas, but it's like fucking unreal. How many times has the Taiwan Baseball League been forfeited or closed because of gambling issues? He is so buttoned up. I didn't think Billups would ever be that kind of guy. Me too. I was shocked and surprised that Billups was involved in that shit. Right? Like Billups, of all guys. And it's not like the dude's not worth tons of money. He is. There we go. 1997, 2008, 2008 again, 2009. I was here when all that stuff happened. I wonder why all those things changed, but yeah, fucking corruption. Brothers Elephants were rocked by sweeping game-fixing gambling scandal with many players implicated. China Trust Wales announces disband partly due to gambling, low attendance, and scandal issues. T-Rex franchise was expelled from the league for match fixing with gambling syndicates. In 97, the Chinese Time Eagles were involved in a major scandal of illegal gambling, match fixing, and the team was disbanded the next season. So, yeah, it's crazy. Oh, Liverpool, let's go Reds. I mean, I would be super happy if we get a draw versus Real Madrid and beat fucking Man City this weekend. For me, that would be perfect. Obviously, it'd be better if we beat Real Madrid and beat Man City, but, I'm not greedy. I will take 1 point in Champions League and then fucking 3 points in the Premier League. What time does that start? Oh, it starts 3 fucking a.m. in Taiwan. Now it's 10. So fucking 5 hours from now it's going to start. In 5 hours, you know what I'm going to be doing? I'm going to be fucking snoring. Remember Liverpool won the Champions League in Turkey back in the day? I was living in Taiwan. I woke up to watch the game. I watched the first half and we were down 3-0. And I was so disgusted I went to bed. And I woke up and I thought, I have a good feeling. I feel we won. And then, of course, we won the most dramatic fucking Champions League final in fucking history. And, of course, I missed that. So now I'm like, man, if I wake up to watch games, I'm just going to wake up to watch the second fucking half. I'm not going to watch the first half. Second half. No fucking first half anymore. But, that's life. So, what else? Oh, let's comment on St. John. So, this is a comment he put on a John Boxing video where he was trying to shit on Canelo Alvarez fanboys and how they are destroyed because of Bud Crawford's destruction and domination of Canelo. But I got to ask myself, how could I be implicated in this whole conversation? Like, no doubt this video is going to upset the PDF, Sean Newton. His boxing intro is, "Welcome back, boxing fans." How articulate. Well, actually, it's just "welcome back." Guarantee he will make the video on time to counterpunch his video. There's no counterpunch. It's just, why am I being involved in this? The people that are sucking on Canelo's nuts, making excuses for him losing to Bud Crawford, has nothing to fucking do with me. Canelo, and then look at this. Canelo used rehydration clauses versus Daniel Jacobs, Rocky Fielding, and Sergey Kovalev. What does that have to do with anything? Like, this is the problem with a guy like St. John. He's a fucking troll and LDBC scumbag. That's all he is. A guy that fucking, you could never have a fucking boxing debate with because he's a fucking no mind, right? A no mind. Like, you're using me in a video that's shitting on Canelo Alvarez fanboys. But you guys all saw my fucking prediction for the fight. My prediction was fucking poignant. Fucking nail on the head. Perfecto. So, drawing me into this conversation, I don't think I've made one fucking excuse for Canelo Alvarez losing to Bud Crawford because I predicted that fucking Canelo Alvarez was going to lose to Bud Crawford. So, trolling me in John Boxing comment section, I'm like, what the fuck, man? These dudes are fucking mental. Like, it's like having conversations with fucking my kindergarten class. That's the mentality these guys have. What's up, buddy? I wonder who will take over the Victor Conte family business. Well, I'm sure there's people in place already, right, to already seamlessly fit into that. So I don't think that's an issue at all. Because he wasn't the one doing most of the legwork at this point of his career. 75 years of age. He was the face of it, but there's probably a lot of people that are younger and all over fucking the science of sports that are doing the day in and day out of it. So I don't think that's going to impact the business at all. Not at all. Except now you don't have a figurehead. But at the good time, you don't have a fucking convicted felon as the figurehead to your business. So maybe that's a good thing, right? Now when people talk about Snack, they can't use his fucking history to criticize and hate on it because he's no longer a part of it and involved. You ever see Manager Marty's content? No. Manager Marty. That's a boxing channel? Manager Marty. This guy? He looks fucking pretty cringe, man. Breaking. Victor Conte died. Breaking. Gervonta Davis sued. Breaking. Everything's breaking. Floyd Schofield Jr. fake injury. Breaking. Devin Haney advantage versus Brian Norman. Javon Davis. Jaron Boots Ennis overrated. Oh my God. He must be an LDBC fucking guy. This was the Terrence Crawford fans. So he's obviously a Terrence Crawford hater. Obviously he is. He's obviously a PBC fanboy. So he just makes his content all fucking anti-Bud Crawford. Yeah, these dudes are mental. So that guy fucking probably fucking was blowing fucking Errol Spence before Errol Spence got his ass beat. That channel has run out of content without content. Conte. Breaking Laugh Out Loud, no mind. He got the breaking. He got the breaking from Blue Bloods. What do you mean? Backing from Blue Blood? Yeah, but who listens to Blue Blood? Like, literally, I can't tell you the last time I listened to one of his videos. That guy's fucking mentally challenged. He's fucking slow. Like, slow. Like, you're watching his channel to get fucking up to date boxing content. The guy's fucking slow. Like, that guy fucking. I'd be surprised he could fucking even read or fucking write his name. The guy's like a bus driver or something, right? No question's a bus driver. My uncle was a bus driver. But yeah, that dude's slow, man. Rachel Donaire got Conte to come on his channel for a long interview in 2023. Fucking Rachel Donaire. The way she's fucking taking the BBC on the LDBC is fucking ridiculous. Like, I can't even imagine fucking her and her husband, what they're doing and why, right? Really, nobody's hated fucking Donaire more than those guys. But you're going to fucking give them credibility because that's what all she's doing. She's giving them credibility thinking that somehow what? This is going to make her credible? No, she's not a fucking real trainer. No real boxer wants her to fucking train them. Now we see the bum wasted his prime, barely fighting once a year to end up ducking Roach, Paul, and penniless. Yeah. Like I said earlier in this video, don't be surprised if that guy ends up penniless and in jail, comes out of the joint fucking when he's like 40-something to fight at that point of his career, right? Because he's busted, disgusted, can't be trusted. That shit's almost fucking guaranteed. He went at Blue Blood, and that's how he got views and grew his channel. Now we can say that all the PBC divas end up as failures. Well, that's fucking 100% fucking accurate. What PBC fucking fighter has been successful long term? They all fucking have flopped. The only one left now is David Benavidez. Like, literally. He's literally the only PBC fighter left. And I won't be surprised if he gets fucking knocked out by Anthony Yard. And that would just fucking make it a straight flush. All the PBC dudes fucking exposed. Would you say Nonito's best win was versus Dick Darchinyan? Well, it's definitely one of the most significant. Top 3 for sure. He had other good fights, but yeah, probably Vic Darchinyan is the most significant fight because when he beat Darchinyan, Vic Darchinyan was a fucking monster, right? That was destroying everybody, literally destroying everybody. People didn't expect Donaire to go in there and fucking do what he did against Vic Darchinyan. Tank is going to be one of the biggest what ifs in boxing history. Fucking along with all of them, right? He was a rare explosive power at 130 and 135. Yeah, as far as the package, right? Tank Davis had everything you wanted in a fighter. Explosive, right? Obviously entertaining. Had a great opportunity with great fucking opponents. Lomachenko, Teo, Ryan, Haney, Shakur. Like, these pound-for-pound fighters were all in and around his same weight division at the same time. If you would have beat fucking 3 of those 5, his legacy would be fucking sewn up. Sewn fucking up. But unfortunately, the only one he beat was the fucking worst one out of all of them. The only guy who's never become a world champion and probably never will, but Ryan fucking Garcia. Right? Like, you literally ducked all the legitimate fucking guys that I just listed. About time you did a live. Hey, man. You miss me so much? Jay, that's what I said. You know, it's hard to do lives when there's literally nothing going on in the boxing world. Luckily for me, Tank Davis fucking stupidity created an opportunity to do a live, right? I do videos and I could go live, but I figure it's better just to fucking knock out the content. Like when I did Inui's top 10 best opponents. I could have went live for that, but then guys are gonna fucking get distracted, start talking about Canelo Alvarez, start talking about stupid shit that have nothing to do with my topic of conversation, right? So I don't need that. So that's why I end up just going and just doing it. So boxing is exciting now. We are past the slow part. Well, that's true. We got some big fights coming up to end the year. Good morning. What's up, brother? Keep up the good work. Thank you very much, Jose. Boxing gone stale. Well, it's not gone stale. We got some great fight cards to end the year. I won't say that fucking Cruz and fucking Roach is one of those cards, but nonetheless, still some good cards. I'm really looking forward to the November 22nd card. Which one's that? Liverpool is definitely fucking stale. Definitely stale. But we did get a win this weekend. So if we can string a few wins together, we'll be right back in the fucking conversation, buddy. We just need guys to find their groove. McAllister was too shit to start off the season. Fucking Mo was too shit to start off the season. Fucking the two center backs were both mediocre. The two new fucking cornerbacks are both mediocre. Verts is obviously struggling at midfield, but then McAllister wasn't playing great. So, you got like 7 fucking players that are all playing underperforming. So, too strong for Lubin. Benavidez Yard. Yeah. No, that's a great card. Great card. Like when I talked about what one card would you pay for, as I said, the card I will pay for would be the Inui card. And I just put in a request for ticket yesterday, and I put in for my visa to Saudi Arabia. So I hope they send me a ticket or fucking tell me I can buy a ticket. And I'll be going to Saudi Arabia this Christmas to watch fucking Japan versus the world. Yes, let's do it. I would love it. That would be excellent. And I figure it's the only opportunity to see Inui in a big fight because obviously I'm close to Japan, but you can't fucking get a ticket to watch a fight with Inui in Japan. So if I got to go to Saudi Arabia, so be it. At least in Saudi Arabia, I'll stay out of trouble. Can't even have a beer there, Sean. No, you can. There's fucking big hotels, right? In those hotels, they have bars. You can fucking drink in those bars. Sean was definitely Asian in his past life. Well, that's what people always said when I grew up about my eyes, that I had Chinese eyes. I'm like, really? I don't think my eyes are Chinese. Or is that Japanese? All I know is I live in Taiwan and nobody has these eyes. So, it totally is contradictory. But, when we're kids, we say stupid shit. No atmosphere? No, it's going to be great. I will bring the atmosphere. I'll be so slow. Calm down, Lily. Don't make me punch you. Hey, you. Look at her, causing trouble. Now everyone's judging you, thinking you're fucking a ball breaker. Is that you? Are you a ball breaker? Are you a ball breaker? Too many sheiks. Well, maybe I'll run into some rich fucking people that want to like throw me an opportunity. Good things can happen. So, we'll keep all I have to do is fucking hold Turkey Al Sheikh's hand. And I'm in there like Flynn. How old is Lily? 9, 10. Robert Garcia said, Bam, going undisputed at 115. He will move up to 118 for 2 or 3 fights. After that, 122. Do you see Bam fighting Inui in a couple of years? No. He's got his plan, and his plan is not to fight Inui. You're going to fight literally 2 more fights at 115, and then 2 or 3 fights at 118. That's 5 fights. So Inui is not going to be fucking anywhere close to 122 pounds in 2.5 years. Does Lily bite? No. She's a grandma. She won't bite anybody. Bam's plan is to age out Inui. Pretty much, right? The only guy maybe he could fight would be Junto or maybe MJ. They might still be around that weight division. You never know. But Inui's going to be at 126. He's going to fight Nick Ball, guaranteed the end of fucking 2026, right? This fight card in Saudi Arabia, and then obviously early 2026, he's going to fight in the Tokyo Dome against Junto. If he beats Junto, then fucking Nick Ball probably in Saudi Arabia for his fifth weight division, right? If he doesn't beat Junto, then probably a rematch in Japan. And that could obviously slow shit down. That will be disappointing if Bam doesn't fight either Junto or Inui. Yeah, but it's just obviously their team's not interested in that smoke. That's what I said for years when they were fucking moving away from everywhere Junto was. If they wanted that fight, they would fucking move up after the Junto fucking Inui fight and say, we'll fight the winner. We'll move up from fucking 115. Like him becoming undisputed at 115, sure, personally, that's a good goal, right? And obviously it's significant for the pound for pound rankings. But really, it's not, there's no historical fucking fights there. You're going to fight an old ass Roman Gonzalez or fucking Kenshiro Taraji in his third weight division. Like, they're name opponents, and you got tons of name opponents on your resume, but you got no fucking legacy fucking wins. If you would have went up to 118 when fucking Junto Nakatani was a unified champion to fight him, that would have been significant. If you go up to fight the winner at 122, oh, I need to jump up 2 weight divisions. Yeah, and fucking Bud Crawford just did that to fucking get a super fight with Canelo Alvarez. Like, the difference between 115 and 122 is 7 fucking pounds. Inui is not bigger than fucking Bam Rodriguez, right? Bam is big for 115, so he could move up to 118. Yes. Yeah, I don't get why Bam is obsessed with 115. Well, I get why fucking he wants to become undisputed. But by doing this, you're losing out on legacy fights. Chin Cara against Opetaya fight, oh my God. It's just another bullshit fight because none of the big names want to fight Opetaya. He's going to knock Junto's head off his shoulders. Inui is going to knock Junto's head off his shoulders. Don't be fucking so quick to say that. You sound like John Boxing. Like, anything to discredit and downplay people. Like, Junto has everything he needs to beat fucking Inui. He's got that short fucking backhand that's knocked Inui down in 2 of his last 3 fights. He's got a long fucking jab, which could fucking take away fucking Inui's jab. And Inui's jab is great. And he's got the power to fucking make Inui fucking hesitant to jump in and be overly aggressive. So he's also younger and has more upside. Because Inui's peak right now, he's not going to get better than he is now. But Junto could get better. He's still young. He's only 26, just turned 27 years old. So he can get better. Junto has a long-ass neck. I just see Inui spinning that shit around. Navarrete, Nunez, sign me up. Meanwhile, Charlie Suarez beat up on Valdez old ass for a decent payday. Suarez gets the winner. Is that what they're doing? Is Suarez going to fight Valdez? That's great if they do that. It's good for him getting another big fight opportunity. I give Lubin no shot against Virgil, by the way. Junto may not get past Hernandez. Yeah, and that's true. People underestimate these unknown fucking power punching Mexicans, right? And we know how that's played out in history. Go ask Eddie Hearn. How many fucking big fucking world champions did Eddie Hearn bring back to England as champs only to fight some unknown power punching Mexican to get fucking knocked out? Fuck the Dodgers. No, I'm a Shohei Ohtani fan. So obviously I'm happy they just got back-to-back Super World Series. But come on, man. Toronto should have fucking won. Toronto had it. Oh, my God. That would have been our 3rd World Series. Oh, fucking the country would have went crazy. With everything politically that's going on in Canada right now, we deserve to fucking get the World Series. No way Tokyo Dome can hold Junto Inui. They need something bigger. Well, they probably can put 60 to 70,000 people in there. I'm not sure, but I know Navarrete and Nunez are going to fight. Yes. Virgil is too physically strong for Lubin. I think so. Lubin will put up a decent fight, but he'll get broken down eventually. I think so. I think so. I know Jay and John Boxing's prediction was that Lubin's going to win, but John's always going to pick the black fighter to win just because he's black, not based on skill set or fucking anything boxing related. It's always because of race, right? That reminded me when I was having a debate, was Gennaro Hernandez a good win for Floyd? He was a good win, right? Especially it was Floyd's first good win. But it's ironic. You know who never gets fucking praised for beating Gennaro Hernandez? Do you know who? Leave in the comment. Who never gets praised for beating Gennaro Hernandez? The Pacers are fucked with all them injuries. That's true. Yeah, Oscar. Oscar is the first guy to beat Gennaro Hernandez. And Oscar gets zero fucking praise and zero recognition for being the first man to beat Gennaro Hernandez. And Gennaro Hernandez went on to fucking beat who? Who did he go on to beat afterwards? Azuma Nelson? Nelson, after he got beat by Oscar De La Hoya. And then Floyd beat him and he retired. So when you think about it in context, Oscar's win was far more significant than fucking Floyd Mayweather's. But people always talk about, whoa, Floyd Mayweather beat Gennaro Hernandez. Most of them don't even know who fucking Gennaro Hernandez was. But why does he get praise for fucking beating a guy that Oscar already beat? Oscar already beat him. Where's the NBA vid, Sean? I put out a few short vids, but nothing big. I'm sure I'm going to come out with some stuff soon regarding Cooper Flag, Doncic, who's fucking been dominating when he's not fucking missing games from injuries. And, of course, Denver, my team to win the title this year. I don't even hear that win brought up for Oscar. No, never does Gennaro Hernandez's name get mentioned in conversation with fucking Oscar De La Hoya. Giannis is MVP, I think. Well, Bobby, come on. It's too early to fucking give away the MVP. Yes, right now, Giannis is playing great. He's leading the league in scoring. He's top 3 in rebounding. And his assist numbers are pretty good. I think he's got like 6 assists a game or something, so not bad. Obviously, right now, because Denver is playing very well, the Joker isn't averaging like the most points. He's averaging like 22. But he's leading the league in rebounds and leading the league in assists, right? And yes, Luka's averaging fucking 40. 40. Luka's been killing it. He got a triple-double his last game, so he didn't get 40 points. He got like 26, 11, and 14. But, yeah. Do people still watch basketball? Some people. Load of rubbish, mate. You sound like my fucking friend from Derbyshire. Well, Wemby came back down to earth. You knew that was going to happen. It's just ironic that it happened against Phoenix, right? Does Phoenix even have a quality group of big men? Like, they drafted the guy from Duke that played with Cooper Flag last year. So obviously he's a good potential player, very mobile, also tall, so he can. Boban, who is 7'4", said Wemby is 7'6", 7'7". Yeah, Wemby grew. Yeah, he grew in the offseason. They said he grew 2 inches. Lively said he grew 2. And then you watched the first game of the year when Dallas played fucking San Antonio, and San Antonio, Wemby fucking destroyed them. Lively looked like a fucking midget, man. The guy's like 7'1", and he looked real small compared to Wemby. Sean on basketball or Sean on ball. That's the problem, right? You write the names in, it doesn't even like pop up on fucking these things. Ah, yeah. I should link it into my boxing channel, but Sean underscore on underscore ball. Everyone, even if you don't watch basketball, you should still go and fucking subscribe to my channel just to be nice. I also have this one, which obviously Grievous should be more happy about. Sean on Liverpool. Liverpool. At Liverpool FC Taiwan. Uh, Sean on ball. Sean underscore on underscore ball. I stopped watching football after they took the knee. What's it called again? Is Aiton played up on his potential Lakers would be tough. Yeah, that's the problem, right? The dude's just too soft. I stopped watching basketball when they tried turning it into a more family-friendly sport with everything being a foul. I remember when they tried to cover up AI's tattoos and get rid of his cornrows and his fucking ghetto swag. It was like, man, can you imagine trying to do that in today's world? That racism would have fucking been fucking huge. But back then it just went. Nobody said too much. Sean's next NBA video will be titled Why They Hate with Cooper Flagg's picture in the thumbnail. Yes, it will. Yes, it will. I think I already made that video with fucking the same thumbnail already. It's amazing though how much hate this kid gets, as if somehow he's not fucking. He's a starter for fucking the team and an integral part of the team, and not a guy that's getting a lot of shots, right? But a guy that's playing very well. I think he's averaging 12, 6, and 3 at this point of the year. So, obviously his number is going to get better. But I'm not just talking about Cooper. Yes. I talked about DeBonsa, college basketball, BYU, Denver, fucking throwing their first season opener in the garbage. Darren Peterson, who plays for Kansas, looks great. And Luka, the monster. But thanks everyone for jumping in. I'm going to call it a night. So peace out. For you guys that wake up to watch Champions League, you're lucky that you can actually watch Champions League. For me, it's fucking 3 o'clock in the morning. So yeah, I won't be fucking watching. But let's go Reds. I'll see you guys next time. Peace out. Have a good one. Later.